What's going on, guys? It is Ivan Simental, your mortgage advisor. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about down payment assistance. How do you qualify? Is it good for you? The pros, the cons. So let's dive in. So what is down payment assistance? Believe it or not, it is a grant given to you by the state or an agency. There are several grants depending on what state you are located in, but specifically for this podcast and this show, I will be talking about certain grants here in the state of Nevada where I currently generate business. So again, down payment assistance programs vary by state. There are over 2,000 down payment assistance programs. If you've had any questions or want to see if you qualify for down payment assistance yourself, I suggest that you get with a local professional that knows the guidelines, that knows the specific grants, and that can assist in answering any of your questions. So in the state of Nevada, there are essentially 4 types of down payment assistance, not programs itself, but the type of money that they give you. And the most common one is a grant that is given to you by the state that never has to be repaid. Number 2 is a silent second. Now you're asking yourself, what is a silent second? So think about your home loan as your first mortgage, right? So you're purchasing a house and you're making your mortgage payment on a $300,000 mortgage. That is your first mortgage. Now, if you are receiving down payment assistance and it is a second silent mortgage, so you have your first mortgage that is your mortgage that you're paying down on, which is your primary. Now you have the second mortgage that is a silent second behind your first. So what that really means is you have 2 mortgages on your house. And there are 2 ways that this can be paid back, right? So there is the first way that has to be paid down along with your mortgage. So you'll have your first mortgage payment, and then you'll have a smaller second mortgage payment that you have to make payments on. So that is the first type of down payment assistance with a silent second. Now, the second type of down payment assistance with a silent second is known as deferred payment. So what does this mean? So this means when you sell or refinance your property, you will have to pay back that certain amount of down payment assistance that you received. And number 4, which is very common as well, are loans that are forgiven after a certain amount of time. So for example, you receive down payment assistance, and the down payment assistance clearly states that if you stay in your house for 5 years or more, your down payment assistance is forgiven and you no longer have to pay it back. Now, if you, for any reason, refinance or sell before the allotted time, then you owe the difference. For example, you got down payment assistance for $10,000. You will have to pay back that $10,000 or the prorated amount, depending on the type of down payment assistance that you get. It could be either the full amount or a prorated amount that you won't have to pay back until you sell or refinance, or you stay the allotted time, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that is for that specific program. So now that we've covered down payment assistance and how they work, let's talk about who qualifies for down payment assistance. Do you qualify for down payment assistance? Does your uncle? Does your mom? Does your dad? So let's dive in. So down payment assistance programs are typically for first-time home buyers, but you don't necessarily have to be a first-time home buyer. If you sell your property and it's been longer than 3 years, you are technically considered a first-time home buyer. Therefore, you qualify for down payment assistance if that is something that you need. The majority of the down payment assistance programs have similar guidelines. 1, you have to be a first-time home buyer. 2, buyers must have low to moderate income. 3, the buyer has to be using this as their primary residence. 4, the mortgage lender that you are working with has to be approved through the agency that that down payment assistance program is going through. Number 5, you have to be able to qualify for the down payment assistance program and your mortgage. One of the most popular and common down payment assistance program here in the state of Nevada is called Home is Possible. Now, there are some income limits on this program. Depending on the type of program that you use, the income limits can range up to $105,000, and the down payment assistance that you can receive goes anywhere from 2 all the way up to 5%. So what that means is you have a purchase price of $300,000. They will give you 2 to 5% of that purchase price. The minimum FICO for this program is a 640 FICO score. Some banks right now might have overlays, so it might be a little bit different. Check with your local lender to see if they have restrictions on credit for this specific type of program. So this program is available for FHA, VA, and conventional financing. Another very popular program in the state of Nevada is the culinary program, where you can get upwards of up to $20,000 in down payment assistance for being part of the culinary union. There are some parameters around that to see if you qualify. Definitely check out the culinary union. Another very popular down payment assistance program in Nevada is the WISH program. They match your contribution 4 to 1. So if you give $5,000, they will give you 4 times that amount. Again, there are certain qualifications that you must meet. Be a first-time home buyer, like I mentioned before, and you have to make under the income limit that they have set. So now that I've covered a couple of common down payment assistance programs here in the state of Nevada, I want to go over a few things. Can you use your assistance for closing costs and your down payment? Yes and no. There are certain programs that will allow you to use it for your down payment and your closing cost. Now, I advise you, if closing costs and your down payment is something that you need assistance with, make sure that the specific program that you are obtaining allows you to use the funds for both your closing cost and your down payment. It would be a shame at the closing table you have to bring money in that you weren't expected to bring. I did touch on what type of financing is available. So you're able to obtain down payment assistance with a conventional product, with a FHA product, and a VA product. Check with the specific down payment assistance agency that you're going through to make sure that they do allow all three, or they do allow whatever you are qualified for. So for example, if you're qualified for an FHA loan, make sure that the agency that you're going to obtain these funds through, make sure that you can have an FHA loan to obtain these funds. If you are going to obtain down payment assistance financing, I strongly suggest that you do a little bit of homework, use your best friend Google. But on top of that, I also suggest that you reach out to a local professional. If you need assistance in being connected with a professional in your area, I have a large network of loan officers across the country that I can connect you with. My team and myself are more than happy to assist. The important thing is make sure that you qualify for down payment assistance. A lot of the times there are debt to income ratio limits, there are income limits, there are sometimes area limits so that you can purchase in certain areas to determine if you can get down payment assistance. So just keep in mind all of these things, do a little bit of homework, speak to a professional, ask a lot of questions. There is no dumb or silly question. The more questions you ask, the more informed that you will be. Down payment assistance on average can save you around $17,000 with the assistance itself. My professional opinion is if you can come up with your own down payment, you are always going to be in a better situation because one, it's your own funds, it's your own investment. Two, you aren't going to be tied down to the limitations, whether it's the income, whether it's the area, whether it's the debt to income ratio. So with that being said, you have to make the best financial decision for yourself. Down payment assistance programs are amazing. If that is the only way that you can obtain financing, it is still a great opportunity for you to get into a house that you love and start your home ownership journey. Again, I hope this video was informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Send us an email, send us a text. We are more than happy to assist. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your day.